This is the new SEAT Ibiza. Actually, seeing as it's named after the Balearic Island, I should probably pronounce it the way the Spanish would. So let's find out. Ibiza. So then how much does the new SEAT Ibiza cost from? Well, if I go into carwow.co.uk, you can see that the starting price is from just over £13,000, but through Carwow you can get it from under £10,000. Now, if you click on the pop-out banner or on the link below the video, you can see how much you can save on a new car at Carwow. The outside of the SEAT Ibiza may look quite sporty. The inside is more conservative. However, it is still smart. The only problem is that every single material that you touch is hard and plasticky. It doesn't feel flimsy, just not salubrious. And I have a question. What is this groove in the dash all about? That's just going to fill with dust, so you're going to have to clean that out every now and again. In terms of equipment, avoid the entry-level car because it's just very, very basic. For instance, it has a black and white infotainment screen, so you need to step up to the SE model. Then you have a small 5-inch colour touchscreen, which is all right, and then you can upgrade that to have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you can then use things like your phone's sat-nav through the car's infotainment system, which is handy. This particular car is the FR, so it has quite a few upgrades. So you've got things like sporty steering wheel, sport seats with good side bolstering. You also get this 8-inch infotainment screen, which is very nice. You can quickly flick through different menus. It's all very intuitive, and it gets voice recognition as well, so that's really handy. Nice and easy to connect to your mobile phone. It has satellite navigation built in, but if you don't want to use that and you want to use your phones, then you've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on this system as standard. Now, if you want more information on what this infotainment system's like, click on the pop-out banner in the top right-hand corner of the screen or on the link below the video for my detailed infotainment video. Now, this FR model, it does start from just under £17,000, but if I go on Carwow, which I did, you can get it from under £13,000. As for the cubby spaces, well, door bins are massive. So this is a 2-litre bottle, and it'll fit in the side door bin. Also, you've got a handy place for your mobile phone there. Even the larger mobile phones, they'll fit in there. What isn't so good though is these cup holders. They're kind of in the way, and they, you know, when your bottle's open, that's just going to splash everywhere. They're not great, the cup holders. Another thing that's not brilliant is the glove box. It's okay. It's a little bit on the small side, to tell you the truth. What is impressive though is the amount of space you have in the back of the Ibiza for what is supposed to be a small car. So, look, I'm an average size adult and I've got decent enough headroom. Someone over 6 foot will just about be able to fit back here. There's decent knee room as well if you need to carry 3. It's not great, it's not going to be in any of these cars, but you can just about do it for short journeys at a squeeze. This is one thing though that I just can't get my head around, right? Like I said, this is not the top spec car, it's the one below, but I've still got, look, windy down rear windows. You only get electric powered rear windows on the top specification model, and there is something a little bit budget about this car, the material on the seats. And this, listen to this, that sounds quite flimsy and quite cheap. So you can tell it's been built down to a price, this car. Boot though, the boot is a good thing, because once again, for a small car, it is quite large. It's not actually that much smaller than the boot you get on a Volkswagen Golf. You might think, oh my gosh, look at that, that's a big load lip, which does make it more of a pain to lift things in and out, because you have to hoik them over that. And obviously when you fold down the rear seats, you have this big ridge in the floor, which makes it difficult to shove items, look, to the front. But fret not. For just under £200, you can actually get an adjustable boot floor, which reduces the amount of boot lip and means that you have a flat low floor. Now, if you want more information on how practical this car is, watch my detailed practicality video by clicking the pop-out banner or on the link below the video, and you'll be able to see just how easy it is to fit a child seat as well, and what it's like with 3 adults in the back of the Ibiza at once.
Now then, it's time for the Carwow 5 annoying things about this car.
Only the top specification Excellence model comes with a central armrest. So in all of the models, you're going to end up doing this. The cheapo headlining material looks like it's starting to fray. This is a brand new car. Kind of reminds me of my old favourite jumper, which is all pilly. These are about as fake exhausts get. trying to pretend that this car's got a V8 and it's actually got a little 1 litre 3-cylinder unit. The actual exhaust pipe is just hidden under there. Looks kind of embarrassing. This shiny black plastic trim scratches easily and it also attracts greasy fingerprints. Ugh. You can't get the SEAT Ibiza with lumbar support for your lower back, so you're just going to have to improvise if you've got a problem with your spine. Yep. That should do it. Stay. That's good, yeah. No, that doesn't work.
Thankfully, this car has plenty of cool features to help make up for all this. Here's 5.
You can get the car with a Beat audio system, look, and it's got 300 watts, which is this loud. That's enough of that. The top 2 specification cars come with fatigue recognition, which you can spot if you start to nod off behind the wheel. You've got these handy little clips there so that the seat belts don't snag when you fold the rear seats down. This new Ibiza's body is 30% stiffer than the old cars, and a bit of added stiffness is always a good thing. A special air care filter prevents all allergens from entering the cabin so you can exist in a pollution-free space, which means you don't have to do this. Because that's just silly. I'll tell you what, this SEAT Ibiza is a very nice car to drive. Very comfy in town, controls are great, steering's good. Not too surprising though, because essentially underneath the skin, this car is very similar to the Volkswagen Polo. They share many parts. For instance, the engines are the same. So you can get a 1 litre engine without a turbocharger, but my gosh, it's slow. So you don't want that. You want the one in this car. It's got a turbocharger and it has 95 horsepower, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you can still get from 0 to 60 in not much over 10 seconds, and when you put your foot down it doesn't respond. But being a 3-cylinder unit, it is a bit on the rough side. That's still not too bad, and it's economical. That's really good. In fact, there's no real need to buy the diesel version of this car unless you're doing mega miles. And if you are, I might suggest that you want to pay a little bit extra and just get the Volkswagen Polo. And the reason for that is that while this car is very good, it's just not quite as good to drive as the Polo. It's like they haven't made the suspension quite as soft, so while it's good over bumps, it's not quite as smooth as the Volkswagen. Also, it's like they've removed some of the soundproofing, so yeah, it's a little bit noisier. Once again, very good compared to other small cars, but just not quite as good as its German brother. That's my only complaint, really. It is a very nice car. And if you want to make it super nice, you can get it with a 1.5 litre turbo petrol engine, and then it's fast. It's kind of like hot hatch fast. There's lots of choice with this car. And if you want an automatic gearbox, you can get one, but it's only available on one engine, the 1 litre turbo with 110 horsepower, which I wouldn't get unless I wanted that automatic gearbox. And the auto is pretty nice to use, although it can be a bit jerky in town. Now there is one area where the SEAT is allowed to be slightly better than the Volkswagen Polo, and that's in terms of how it handles. It's a bit more sporty, the setup of this car, and you can get an FR version which has sportier suspension, and then it's just a little bit more keen through the corners. It's not quite as much fun still as a Ford Fiesta, but it is slightly more of a laugh to chuck around than the Polo, which is more sensible and grown up. However, quick word of warning for you, if you do get that FR version, that stiffer suspension does mean you feel the bumps a bit more on day-to-day driving, so I actually wouldn't bother with it. I just get the normal car, just accept the fact it's not quite as comfortable or as quiet as a Polo, but it's cheaper. And overall, it's still a very nice thing to drive for a small car. Now, if you want more information on the SEAT Ibiza or to see how much you can save on it, or any car for that matter, click on the pop-out banner or on the link below the video to go to carwow.co.uk. So then what's my verdict on this car? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, I reckon you should shortlist the SEAT Ibiza. It's a really good all-round small car. It's just a little bit cheap feeling in places.
If you enjoyed this video, please like it, comment on it and share it. Also click on our logo to subscribe to this channel. And if you click on the bottom right hand corner, you can actually watch more of our content. Meanwhile, click over to the right to go to our deals page to see how much money you can save on a new car at CarWow. Now, did you spot the Easter egg in this video? It was the island of Ibiza on the phone in the car's glove box.
Why am I the cushion now? Ugh.